Okay, welcome to today's 4-minute mark. We are in Mark chapter 13 and we're starting at verse 14. Another passage in chapter 13 that is extremely hard to understand. I will do my best here. Jesus says, "When you see the abomination that causes desolation standing where it does not belong, let the reader understand. Then let those who are in Judea flee to the mountains. Let no one on the roof of his house go down or enter the house to take anything. Let no one in the field go back to get his cloak. How dreadful it will be in those days for pregnant women and nursing mothers. Pray that this will not take place in winter, because those will be days of distress unequaled from the beginning when God created the world until now, and never to be equaled again. If the Lord had not cut short those days, no one would survive. But for the sake of the elect whom he has chosen, he has shortened them." Oh, again, down through the centuries, Christians have argued about what is Jesus talking about here. The abomination that causes desolation, standing where it ought not to stand. The interpretation that makes the most sense to me is that he's talking about the Roman banners being in the temple of God, which happened again at the fall of Jerusalem. And so he's saying, when that's happening, get out of Jerusalem. Get out. You don't want the Romans. You don't want to fall into the hands of the Romans. Flee to the hills. And of course, in the winter time, pray that it doesn't happen in the winter because it's cold. Pray that you're not pregnant because you're not going to be able to flee. And when Jesus says that, this is the most horrible thing that ever happened on the face of the earth, he's basically talking here about the horror that happened to the Jews. If you read about the fall of Jerusalem, it was a horrible time. Jerusalem experienced shortage of food, and people in Jerusalem actually resorted, some of them, to cannibalism in order to stay alive. So Jesus, knowing this is coming, is horrified by it and says, this is the most horrible thing that ever happened. And again, he's speaking as a human being here. We say those kind of things all the time, don't we? I've never been so mad in my life. Well, yeah, you were. Okay. But he's saying this is really a horrible, horrible thing. And it was. If you ever read about the fall of Jerusalem, it will turn your stomach. Do not read about it before you're going to have a meal, okay? I'll just say that. It was horrible. But notice that the Lord cut short the days of the siege in order that the elect would survive. God superintends history so that the elect, his church, his chosen people, can survive. Now, is this a sign, a foretaste of what's going to happen at the end of the age, when there will be persecutions, when the Antichrist will rise up against the Church of Jesus Christ? It probably is. So, again, that's part of the interpretation of it as well. So that is probably what Jesus is talking about here. Let's go on just a little bit further. Verse 21, "At that time, if anyone says to you, 'Look, here is the Christ,' or 'Look, there he is,' do not believe it. For false Christs and false prophets will appear and perform signs and miracles to deceive the elect, if that were possible. So be on your guard. I have told you everything ahead of time." False messiahs can indeed do miracles. Some of it might be simple magic tricks, like some spiritists, who claim that they can tell your future and so on. And basically what they do is they read people real well. They can ask you leading questions and tell by your expressions. Or Satan and his demons can indeed empower people to do miracles as well, as happened back in the days of Pharaoh. So Jesus is saying here, don't be fooled by people doing miracles, saying, "I am Jesus returned, I am he," or "I am the Christ," or "I am like a Christ." No, there's only one Jesus. Cling to the original, and don't even let miracles sway you in your belief to holding firm to the end. And notice that it says they perform miracles to deceive the elect, if that were even possible. I don't trust my own brain and my own heart to keep me true to Jesus. I trust the fact that God is keeping me true to Jesus. that I am one of the elect and God will not let me be ultimately deceived. So cling to that for yourself and for your loved ones who have expressed faith in Jesus Christ. I am way over time, but let me just stress that Jesus says here, be on your guard. I told you about all this in advance, okay? I told you all of this ahead of time. Don't be fooled. Don't be taken off guard. And that's it for today. We'll see you on Monday. Bye-bye.